Coffee and tea have long been the cornerstones of adult life. Rituals, coping mechanisms, and legal stimulants all wrapped into a steamy cup. But beyond their caffeine content and social charm, they may also be doing something quietly spectacular for your health. Surprisingly, both are modest but consistent sources of niacin and niacin-related compounds, and research increasingly suggests that their regular consumption is linked to lower all-cause mortality, reduced inflammation, and, depending on how you brew them and how much sugar you sneak in, even better metabolic outcomes. So yes, your morning beverage may be doing more than just helping you survive Monday. It might be helping you survive, period. Let's start with the niacin angle. Coffee, especially roasted varieties, contains small amounts of nicotinic acid, niacin, and its derivatives. During the roasting process, trigonelline, a compound naturally found in green coffee beans, is converted to niacin. While a single cup won't meet your daily niacin requirement, multiple cups per day can cumulatively add up to a meaningful contribution, particularly in diets that may otherwise fall short of optimal B3 intake. Tea, especially green tea, isn't quite as potent in niacin content, but it brings its own entourage of bioactive compounds that interact with the same cellular energy systems, most notably those involved in NAD+ production and sirtuin activation. Epidemiological data offers more than a sip of support. Numerous cohort studies have found that regular coffee consumption is associated with lower all-cause mortality, with reductions in cardiovascular, neurodegenerative, and even cancer-related deaths. And no, it's not just because coffee drinkers tend to be perkier and more productive. The proposed mechanisms go deeper. Anti-inflammatory polyphenol, improved endothelial function, modulation of insulin sensitivity, and enhanced mitochondrial activity. Some of these benefits appear to track closely with the same metabolic pathways that niacin and its downstream metabolite, NAD+, influence, suggesting a shared molecular language between your coffee habit and your longevity genes. Tea drinkers aren't left out of the picture either. Green and black tea are loaded with catechins, theflavins, and other polyphenol that not only support antioxidant defense, but also appear to upregulate pathways involved in cellular repair and inflammation reduction. There's even evidence that certain compounds in tea may protect the brain by enhancing mitochondrial efficiency and reducing oxidative damage, again echoing some of the mitochondrial benefits seen with NAD+ precursors like nicotinamide riboside or nicotinamide mononucleotide. But here's where things get even more interesting. Both coffee and tea influence systemic inflammation, a key predictor of cardiovascular disease and all-cause mortality. Regular consumption is associated with lower circulating levels of CRP, C-reactive protein, IL-6, and other inflammatory markers. Inflammation is the molecular background music of aging and chronic disease. Toning it down, whether through a cup of green tea or a jolt of dark roast, may help recalibrate the internal chaos that underpins everything from heart disease to insulin resistance to neurodegeneration. Of course, not all beverages are created equal, and how you prepare your coffee or tea matters. Drowning it in sugar, syrups, or whipped toppings turns it from a metabolic ally into a dessert disguised as hydration. Similarly, ultra-processed tea drinks with more additives than polyphenol are unlikely to offer the same longevity dividends. But for those sticking to relatively unadulterated brews, espresso, filter coffee, green tea, oolong, the data points consistently in one direction. Moderate, daily intake is not just safe, it may be beneficial for long-term health. Now, is it the niacin content alone that's responsible for these effects? Probably not. The magic of coffee and tea lies in their complexity. They're full of synergistic compounds, chlorogenic acids, theanine, caffeine, magnesium, even trace amounts of B vitamins that likely act together on multiple biological pathways. Niacin and NAD+ support may be one piece of the puzzle, helping power mitochondrial function and oxidative defense systems, but it's their multi-pathway action that makes these drinks special. They're like the Swiss Army knives of beverages, nutritionally compact, metabolically clever, and socially indispensable. So, if you're sipping a cup while reading this, take comfort in knowing that your beverage of choice might be doing a lot more than helping you stay awake. It may be gently nudging your cells toward a more resilient, anti-inflammatory state. Maybe even one that ages a little slower, thinks a little clearer, and gets sick a little less often. Not bad for a daily ritual that also happens to taste great and bring people together. Just remember, it's what's in the cup and how often you drink it that matters more than any single compound. But if niacin is riding along, all the better.